Hello, this is Paul Hutchins. Don't forget, if you're new to this channel, to like and subscribe to it. In that way you'll get all the updates that come available as soon as they're available and I get a chance to watch them. This particular channel has been put together by me to try and add value to you in terms of providing information you might find interesting or you might be able to engage in around sustainability, renewable energy and climate change. The number of solar panels on houses now, of course, is much larger than it was 10 years ago. There might only be 16%, but that represents actually, well over 1 million households now. Probably nearer to 1.5 million households have got solar on their house. That's a big improvement on the sort of tens of thousands it was 10 years ago. And in many ways, it's still early days for these industry. We've only been talking about sustainability really in the mainstream for the last 5 or 10 years. And in a sense, also, we're between business models here. So the feed-in tariff went away last year. The Smart Export Guarantee came in January this year, and there have been new business models being built around that, which make it more attractive for people to put solar panels on their houses, store the energy, maybe sell it back to the grid, maybe sell it to other people. Those things are just starting to emerge. So if you watch this space, really, there's 1 million plus homes out there at the moment. Lots are going on to new homes because of the new building regulations, and lots more people are making the decision to go solar. But using that exponential kind of growth that we're expecting to see, over the next 10 to 15 years, we'll see many more homes with solar and lots of other technologies like battery storage with electric vehicles outside, smart plugs and things that enable you to divert energy to where it's needed. So as I say, watch this space. In the early days of installing solar panels, and when I say early days, I mean sort of 5 or 10 years ago, maybe 15 years ago, you would expect to see solar panels blue, sitting above a roof, sometimes installed in really quite an attractive fashion. So you'd have some in landscape and some in portrait and some around the back of a chimney, and some of them look really pretty awful. These days, certainly from a new build perspective and also very often on a retrofit basis, the panels look completely different. So they're in the roof, so they're actually part of the roof, so it's in a kind of cassette system, so it looks as if it's part of the roof, like a Velux window really, only more of them. They're also very much all black, so there's no white bits, no blue bits, and they sort of sit particularly on dark coloured tiles or dark coloured slates and look like part of the roof. So from an aesthetic perspective, we've made huge inroads in making them look a lot more attractive. There's surprising little data around this, and most of it is anecdotal, with people saying I was able to sell my house for more money because I had solar panels on it. So it's great to see that data coming from the government. There was a great report done a few years ago in the United States, and they estimated that the average size system, which is about 5 kilowatts in the US, would add about $20,000 to the average property. So that would kind of tie in, I think, and obviously it depends on what people are prepared to pay, but it makes sense, doesn't it? If a property has lower energy bills and is lower to run, people are going to be prepared to pay more for it. I think that is quite a decent incentive. You're getting a payback after sort of 10 or 11 years. But also bear in mind, these things will provide free energy for 30 years. And what else can you install that will actually give you a payback? But looking beyond the monetary side of things, it is the right thing to do. It is reducing the carbon emissions of your home and taking responsibility for your own energy. And over time, of course, those savings are just going to get bigger because energy bills are only going one way. They're only going to get more expensive, but the amount of energy your system produces will stay the same. So the savings as year goes on, and bear in mind we're talking 30 years here, the savings could be pretty substantive over the 30-year period.